Well, hi, welcome again to our reading of Plato's Crito, and I got up to this point here, which is just before the beginning of section 50, which I'm going to call chapter 11. Ektuton de athre. So this is an imperative from athreo, to consider or to look at. So consider then, understand the things from these things. So what follows from this? So consider then what follows from this. Apiontes enthendi hemas me pesantes ten polin poteron kakos tinas poiumen kai tauta hus hekistade eu kai en menomen ois homologe samen dikai ois usin eu. So we've got a participle here from Amy Ibo. So if we departed from here, not having persuaded the city, that is without the city's permission, and we get the poteron and the a as usual, are we treating certain ones badly? So are we doing harm to certain people? Kai tauta is a little bit awkward here. It's slightly idiomatic here. It's something like, and what is more, or and at that. So I like what is more is good, and what is more, those whom we ought least understand to do harm to. So what is more, certain ones whom we should harm least of all is the sense of it, and then after the poteron, or not. And another question, do we abide in those things, by those things which, or in which we agreed? Now we get a dative participle here, agreeing with the hois. So do we abide in those things which we agreed being just? So we agreed are just, or not, or do we not? Crito now replies, Uk echo, O Sokrates, apokrinas thai pros ho erotas, uga in no. Well, I have some sympathy with him here. He says, I am not able, so echo plus infinitive often means to be able, so I'm not able, O Socrates, to answer, or if you like, I have nothing to answer. I think better, I am not able, Socrates, to answer in respect of the thing which you are asking, for I do not understand. And so Socrates is going to expound on it more. Al hodi scope, but think of it, but look at it, hode, in this way. A melus in heimin enthendi ati apodidraskein, eith hopos de onomasai tuto, elthontes hoi nomoi, kai tokoinon tes polios, epistantes erointo. Now this begins a rather remarkable section in the work where Socrates now, he introduces a straw man, which is the laws. He now pretends that the laws are there present and they're asking him questions, and which he himself is unable to answer. It's quite a remarkable section. This method of personifying the laws and getting them to ask questions, it continues all the way through most of the rest of the dialogue. So, now the subject here is the laws having come, and now tokoinon is a technical term. It's like the English term the commons, so it's the government of the city. Standing here, standing here, erointo, optative, were to ask. So just to put that together there, so if the laws and the government of the city standing here were to ask, I see, sorry, were to ask, and then the hamin, this is a dative plural participle here. So if for us being about, either to abscond, to run away, enthendi, from here, or whatever, or whether it's or it is necessary, or whatever it is necessary to call this. So it's being slightly sarcastic here of using this word apodidrasko, which is to run away, to abscond. So if standing here next to me, as I was next to me, it's plural for singular, me as I was about to abscond, or however one should name it, however it is necessary to name this, the laws and the government of the city standing here were to ask me, epeti moi o Sokrates, ti en no ekes poiein. So tell me, O Socrates, what do you have in mind poiein to do? Allot ti tuto to ergo, hoi epikaires dia noe, tus denomus hemas, apolesai, kai sum pasantein polin, to son meros, and that's another question. So he says, tell me, Socrates, what you have in mind to do. So, dia noe, do you intend anything else by this deed which you are putting your hand to, which you are about to attempt, which you are attempting? It's dative by attraction here. So, so by this deed which you are about to do you intend anything else, anything other than apolesai, to destroy us, the laws, and sumpas, in the entire city? Tos son meros is idiomatic, we've seen that before, I think, as far as you are able, as far as power. A doke soi hoion te eti ekanein ten polin anai kai me ana tetraphthai en he an hai genomenai dikai maiden isku osin ala hupo idioton akuroi de gignontai kai diaphtherontai. It's a fairly long sentence here. Or does it seem right does it seem right for that city, that is Athens, of course, we would say this city, but it's a Kane, for that city still, anai in the sense of to exist, common use of the verb to be. So, or does it seem possible for this city still to exist and not to be, well, perhaps overturned? It's from anatrepho, perhaps overthrown, in which the lawsuits or the judgments, the ones having taken place, no longer are strong, literally. So perhaps we could translate that as something like unnullified. So does it seem right to you that the city is still able to exist and not to be overthrown? The city in which the existing judgments are nullified, but rather that they become akuroi. Now this is a word meaning invalid. But to become invalid at the hands of private citizens, and that they might be destroyed or ruined. So just to paraphrase that again, or does it seem to you that the city is still able to exist and not to be overthrown, by private individuals, the city in which the existing judgments are nullified, have been nullified. But to become null and void and destroyed at the hands of private citizens. Te erumen, O Crito. What shall we say, O Crito? Pros tauta, to these things, kai alla toi auta, and other such things, polyga an tis ekoi, allos te kai retor, epein hupa tuto tu nomu, apo lumenu, hos tas dikasthesas, pros tate curias enai. For it's the tis. For somebody would have many things to say. Allos to kai is an idiom, a very common one in Greek, especially an orator. For someone, especially an orator, would have many things to say on behalf of this law, which is being destroyed, so this violated law, which, now pros tasso is to order, so which orders, or perhaps almost insists, which orders the dikas, the judgments, these are really the court decision, so the decisions having been judged, understand by the courts, to be curias valid. So for someone, especially an orator, might have many things to say on behalf of the law which is being destroyed, the law which arranges or orders the judgments, the ones having been judged in the courts, to be valid. A erumen pros autus hoti, or shall we say to them, and we get hoti recitative here, just inverted commas, you can say put that if you like, adike gar hemas hepolis kai uk orthos ten dikein ekrinen. So shall we say to them that, for the city has done us wrong, has wronged us, and did not judge rightly the case. So did not judge our case rightly or correctly. So is that what we're going to say to them? Tauta e te erumen, or what shall we say? Or what are the things? Shall we say these things, or what shall we say? And Crito replies, Ti ne dia o Sokrates. Well, he still believes that the city's done wrong and therefore has made a bad judgment. So he says, indeed, this very thing by Zeus, O Socrates. In other words, I'll say exactly this, that the city has done us wrong and made an incorrect judgment. And that's the end of chapter 11.